it's Naka. So today guys, I'm making my famous tacos. You guys have been asking me to make them. I post them all the time on Instagram and you guys were like, can you please make a video on it? So I'm gonna be making the video out of it. I ran out of tacos, so after I'm done making the food, I'll run to the grocery store, get some tacos, put it together and show you guys. So we're going to be needing bell peppers. I already cut them. And onion, you can have the red onions or the white one, it doesn't matter. To me, they all taste the same. And then a tomato, mushrooms, parsley, and cilantro and garlic. Fresh garlic is better, but I didn't have any. If I were to go to Europe, I would go to France and just eat their grapes because I know they would be good, and their ice cream. Ooh, mates. If you live in Europe, you're lucky. If you live in France or like Belgium, actually Belgium, yeah, for like, or Switzerland for their chocolate and ice cream. Ooh. Oh, mate, this I know my period is coming soon. My sweet tooth is activated. You see that, mates? We cut it. And I like to use a lot of greens in my food because it adds flavor. You see that, mates? Ooh, the aroma. Sweet smell of goodness. And then you put it in here. You see that? And don't worry, mates, if it gets on your fingers. It's okay. It ain't a problem. But yeah, fun facts, mates, I've only been cooking for like 3 years. It's only been 3 years that I know how to cook. Before dating my fiance, I literally did not know how to cook. I remember my mom tried to teach me how to cook. She tried to teach me how to make chicken, right? And she had like the chicken and she was like, oh, you have to like separate the thighs. And I was like touching meat, like, especially the chicken with the little dusty little skins, I couldn't do it, you guys. I was so grossed out. I'm still a little grossed out, but I tell myself, you know what? It is what it is. Like, you gotta get it. So, and then I have the meat here. What are these? Beef steaks. Little beefs. It's in Spanish, guys. Carne trocitos de res. Little cuts of beef, cutlets, little beef cutlets. So I'm just gonna wash this off with vinegar and lime real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, mates, I'm back. Guys, speaking of meat, the meat here, it looks like this. It's these ones. If you go to the store, you look for this. You see, oh, you see that meat? These ones, super good. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna season it with, guys, I was telling Dominic how when I'm pregnant, I'm going to have to like cut down, well, I'm going to choose to cut down on like salt and sugar. So I'm going to be eating bland food. So I'm going to be using black pepper. This is at Costco. You can get it. It's ajo, garlic, black pepper. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go. And then this one is chicken seasoning, barbecue chicken, Montreal style chicken. This is literally everywhere. And then beef broth. And then more fresh garlic. So I'm going to be seasoning up this meat with that. Ew, mates, do you know when like you make meat and then it bleeds out again? So I'm just going to rinse out this again. We are back, mates. All right, so I'm going to take this beef broth or chicken broth. Actually here, guys, and we moved like this part of PV that we're at, it's hard for me to find beef broth. Everything is chicken. But when it comes to broth, if I'm cooking beef, I like to put the chicken broth. So it adds a little bit of that chicken flavor. But yeah, guys, I was telling Dominic that the best meat I have ever tasted, like, was in Panama and Jamaica, mates. Jamaica, the meat there? Oh, those cows. It was the first time in my life that I seen like a skinny cow. Because if we're from Ottawa or like Canada, the cows, they're not missing no meals and they inject them with like growth hormone and all these GMOs. So the cows are like, they're thick, they're eating good, way too good. But in Jamaica, those skinny cows, They got some good flavors up in there. Ooh, mate. I was looking at those cows like, I'm ready to fry you up. And then I take this chicken seasoning. And I just put this on here. If you're washing your salt intake, you can always get the seasoning with no salt added. This one has a lot of salt in it. And then I don't think, I'm going to put a little bit of this. Just a tiny bit. Do you guys ever see that, that it's like a cooking show? She's like, a little bit of salt, pours a huge amount. And then you can put oil to bind it, but this garlic, it has water in it. It's a little watery, so that helps bind it for me. And a little bit of garlic. And then you just mash it up. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of sugar just to balance out all that salt. But I don't have sugar here today, so we're going to have to deal with this. But I think I'm going to buy some sugar at the grocery store. And just add a little bit of brown sugar in here. It makes the taste like, or some honey actually. I have honey, so I'm going to add some honey. Oh yeah, so I'm going to add some honey. I find that when you add just a little bit of sweetness, it takes it to the next level. I'm not going to add it right now. I'll add it with the veggies as it cooks and the veggies, the steam. Ooh, mates, it's going to be so good. We eating good tonight. Guys, make this for yourself, your mom, dad. Like back when I used to live with my parents, I would love to cook for my family because they just really appreciated my cooking. And I always find that when you cook for people that appreciate your cooking and they give you like compliment, they're like, oh, it should add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's the best. And one thing that I used to be really, really, really good at is baking. Baking, I don't know if you guys know, but I absolutely love baking. Dominic doesn't have a sweet tooth. So, and like, it's hard to bake like healthy stuff. Because I mean, who wants to eat a no sugar cake? But maybe when we have kids and they're of age, I'll be making their cakes. I'm really good at baking cakes and decorating it. Fun fact. Yeah, guys, I absolutely love mushrooms. But I like mushrooms for certain things, you know? Mushrooms, they have this unique flavor to them. Mates, when you've been cooking, like me, mates, for a good 3 years, you start, the flavors, they start to come in. You see that, guys? There you go. And one thing I noticed about cooking, you need good knives. Like, knives are so important. Invest in your knives. Definitely, like, when we have our kids and they're a little older, I'm definitely going to invest in good knives. And they last, like, a long time. So, these cheap knives are not worth it. I just found out that there's a specific knife for tomatoes. Because you know how, like, tomatoes, sometimes they get gushy or gooey or whatever? You need a certain knife. Mates, you see that? I look so good in the kitchen, like, ooh, cooking for my man and me. But yeah, guys, so like I was telling Dominic about our babies, I was like, when do you like announce that you're pregnant? Because a lot of people say you should wait 3 months just in case, you know, a lot of people have miscarriages and stuff like that. So when did you guys, if you have kids, when did you announce that you were pregnant, like on social media to like family, friends? I feel like for me, I tell my mom everything. So it's going to be really hard for me to keep it from her that I'm pregnant. Mates, I don't know what my belly's going to look like. Guys, pray for our twins, mates. My mom had a dream we had twins, so I already know it's destined. And then you get your meat. Put it in there, slab it in there. Cook this on high heat. And just brown it for 5 minutes, about like 5 to 10 minutes. I put it here. And then I take the meat out. And then the little juices left over. See, I don't like this smell. You know when meat starts to taste and smell like meat? I don't like that. So I clean the pot. And then I cook my veggies. And sometimes I rinse the meat and I re-season it. I don't know, I don't know. I'm just like that. So yeah, I need to get my body on that fish. But I really can't stand fish. Is one thing that I can't. It's just when I eat fish, I feel like I'm in the ocean. You know, the only time I'll eat fish is if I'm eating sushi. And I think it's because the meat is only like this big, so you don't really taste the fish. But when it's like a big amount of fish, I can't. The texture, the smell, like just everything, I can't. But with meat, at least the meat, like it's not as bad. It doesn't feel like I'm eating a cow or like smell. So that's why like I try to like wash the pots and stuff like that. It means I'm weird like that. So what I'm gonna do right now, it's browning. So I'm just gonna take this, put it in here, and I'm gonna wash the bowl and just to get that meat stuff out of there. And I try not to get the juices, like the sauce in there, because like I said, it smells like meat. There you go. Guys, if I could go vegan, I would, but I get sick. I've tried it many times. My body just likes meat. So I'm just gonna rinse this out. You see that, mates? It's rinsed out. So now I'm just gonna wash this as well. See that, mates? Nice and clean. Now I'm gonna get my veggies here. Pour it in here. Ooh, you hear that sizzle, huh? I know you do. I know you do. And I'm gonna get some honey. A good teaspoon of honey. Like a big, big teaspoon. Just like this. I'm gonna put it in here. See that? Me personally, when I cook, I never put oil. Like I'm trying to use less oil. I find if you want to avoid because oil makes it like oily. You know, when you eat it, it's all like greasy. I don't like that. So that's why I add a tomato. If you put tomatoes, that liquid, it helps it. So you don't need oils if you add tomatoes. Key trick. I haven't used oil in so long. Like I've had this for like 2 months. Look how much oil I've used. So less oil, the better, you know? Especially like for dishes like this, you know, so that's what it is. And you see, like, I didn't need any oil and it's not sticking to the pan, you guys. Look, you still have that water in there from the tomatoes. Fun trick. I know people, they love their oil. They put, oh yeah, some oil, a little bit of oil. You don't need oil. Like even when I make spaghetti, I don't put oil in like the veggies. Even when I make lasagna, like you don't need all that oil. Just use tomatoes. It's gonna help. Like bell peppers, because when you put bell peppers in there, it turns into water. Like things like that. Tricks people like bypass. And then I'm gonna add my seasoning. You just put your meat. Don't put the water that's in there. Make sure you don't do that. We don't want that. Some people are like, oh, that adds flavor. All right. Then your meat comes tasting like, you know when it tastes like it has that weird taste to it? And then the secret ingredients, mate, is ketchup. So you can use Heinz, this ketchup, or if you're watching your sugar intake, this is no sugar added ketchup here. You see that, mates? Or you can just use tomato puree. It's whatever your heart desires. This is too hard for me. So I'm gonna use this one, the no sugar added. It tastes very, very good. This one, guys, it's literally just tomato with a little bit of salt. And then some barbecue sauce. Just that. Any barbecue sauce that you like. I'm almost done. So you just put a little bit of that in there. And then I'm addicted to Heinz, so it adds flavor. You just throw that in there. If you don't like ketchup, use this tomato puree. And you just, with water, a little bit of water, and you can use some Worcestershire sauce or some soy sauce, and then you mix it. If you don't like barbecue sauce, you can use soy sauce. It's still gonna come out as good. Sometimes I do that. Ooh, this is gonna be too good. You don't even need to add water, mates. Like I said, because the bell peppers, the tomatoes, they produce their own natural water that's gonna help combine and bind all the flavors together. Trust me, mates. I know what I'm doing. And if you're cooking for like if you're a big family, just instead of 1 tomato, add 3 tomatoes. Dominic doesn't like tomatoes, but when I cook with tomatoes, he likes it. He likes it's good. I'm like, yeah, I put a bunch of tomatoes in there. Ding, 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 ding. Guys, you know these songs where they used to say people's names? A little bit of Sonya. I always wanted them to say my name, but they never did. Who's gonna come up with Naka? Or like necklaces when people had like their names, Sarah, Amanda. I always wanted one that said Naka, but it wasn't meant to be. Maybe now I'll get one. But I really like the necklace Dominic gave me. Let me show you guys. I literally wear it everywhere. I wear this more than my engagement ring. I don't even know why. I feel like the ring is too precious. Do you guys ever get like that? Like it's too precious. But this necklace, like, you know, the ring, like, I'm scared that someone's gonna like snatch it from my finger, you know? But this necklace, it's like a token of Dominic's love too. It says, love you to the moon and back. So whenever I wear this, it reminds me of Dominic. And like, I would really like to wear my ring, but it's just like, you can't always wear it out, you know? So yeah, I have this necklace here that I wear. You see that? And yesterday me and Dominic went to get gas, and the lady was really sweet, and she was talking to us, and she looks at me, she's like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 28. She's like, really? You look 18. And I was like, no, I'm 28. She was like, wow, like you look so young. I was like, I know. I think it's because I'm short and skinny. So when people see me, they're like, oh my God, you're so... Every time someone sees me, they're always like, oh my God, you're so small and skinny. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Which is a compliment, man. What am I supposed to say when people say that? Like, thanks. All right. Thank you. That's why when I'm pregnant, I'm gonna look like a baddie. They're gonna be like, ooh, teen mom. No, I'm grown. This is gonna cook up. I'm gonna let it cook because I could ramble on forever, and I'll show you guys the final result. I'm gonna let this cook up, run to the grocery store, get the tacos, put it all together, and Dominic's gonna do a taste test for us. Bye! See you in a couple minutes.
What's going on, guys? All right, so Naka basically has instructed me to be the taste tester.
The guinea pig.
For this amazing meal
This is it,
that
the final
she
result.
made. It almost looks as beautiful as her.
Me, eat the food.
Okay, I'm gonna taste test this.
Okay, wait, let me
So
record
it's a
you.
10 out of 10.
Dominic, taste it.
Okay,
You see that sexy daddy? Look at those arms. Ooh,
First thing
good.
you gotta do, you know, just squeeze a little bit of lime.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta roll it up.
Guys,
Taste
let me show you it. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Ooh, taste it. That's right, eat it good.
Just
Me! Do you like it? What's the verdict?
what is that then?
10 out of 10, huh? Guys, I
You
just
made
want...
this pico de gallo. The salsa?
Yeah, I made it.
So good.
Yeah, guys, I just made it with tomatoes, onions, cilantro, and a little bit of lime in there. And some salt. Super good. It's good, huh? You see that meat? He's ready to black out. Guys, I love this painting here. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of me and my dad's hand. You see that? But yeah, guys, that was it for my tacos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. It's been a while, but I've been here. But I'm back to posting mates. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.
Smash the like button for Naka.
Toodaloo!
Comment, subscribe.
Bye!
Talk to you soon.